So we're in the middle of making an album.
Tail end.
Yeah, middle. I say middle. I'm so used to saying middle that I just say it all the time now. But we're at the tail end of making a record that's pretty representative of everything the band is, and the FU attitude, and the beauty and the jagged edges and everything. Basically, it's our first vinyl for our first label release. It's a vinyl, so we're really hard at work trying to make a really, really solid piece of music.
Yeah. In a lot of ways, it's also our first real album with the core members of the Colorflies, because like we had an album a long time ago when we first formed our band 10 years ago, but like it wasn't really representative of the band as a whole. Like a lot of stuff was recorded like with like different people and stuff. So
this will kind of be our first, we started the band with me, Devin, and Matey basically 10 years ago, and this is close to our 10-year anniversary.
Wasn't it? Just didn't it happen?
I think it's
in October. No, it wasn't. It was October. It already happened.
It is. Right? And well, I mean, it's either already happened or it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's in October though.
That's awesome. Yeah. So many of my favorite bands have been formed in October. There's something special about this season.
Yeah, well, it's actually this is the first album where we've integrated everything that we are, I think, ultimately. So there's silly stuff, and there's really, really emotionally poignant stuff about suicide, about love, about all those things. And I think this record is something that sums up the last 10 years. Also, the first album we've ever had a star producer on. I mean, Ken from the Posies, REM, big star, is producing the record. Devin and I have flown on a plane to go to Virginia and New York to work on the record, work on production stuff, and spent time over there. I mean, we've really worked really hard.
Honed our skills too, just like as musicians.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like a lot of these songs we couldn't have been able to pull off at all.
So this is the grandest heights the band has ever gotten to, I think.
That is a big achievement to, first of all, land, such a star producer and be able to work with people that are on that caliber. Are you able to talk about that process a little bit? What is that like going in and working with people like that?
A lot of pressure. It's funny because like you see yourself as a kid still in the way that you approach your heroes and stuff, but we ultimately have to realize that the person believes that you're worth your salt if they're working with you in the first place. And it's that much easier to work in the studio with somebody who knows what they're doing. Have made the records of your youth, and we hope to be that band for other people, And I think we kind of work a lot, I don't think we're as lazy as everybody thinks we are. We work really hard.
Yeah, I mean, in anything you do, that's going to be, a key to success.
Yeah, it's not just about having the time. You have to have the motivation to use your time. Make time.
Yeah, and we feel like if you're not tearing your hair out over your record, then you're not doing enough.
Yeah, really.
Sometimes.
Are these new songs that you're writing, or is it a mix on this record?
They're all new.
Yeah.
Devin started writing too as well.
Yeah, Matey's helped with writing the bass.
Matey wrote a bass line for a song called Horseradish on the record.
Yeah, we all just kind of filled in the gaps.
And we all kind of wrote out around that. We've been writing like crazy. I mean, at the end of the day, what we have is around 47 songs. What it comes down to is finding the best of the best to fit the context of the record.
Since we were brought together through Pumpkins and Billy and all that, talk to me about, and especially since they're calling for, influence stories and stories about melancholy on the 25th anniversary. Talk to me about some Pumpkins influence.
Well, when I was in high school, one of the first songs I brought to Matey to want to cover was Rhinoceros, which I really love. When I was going through a very emotionally poignant period of my life as a teenager, like the crux of my finding out who I am, learning how to play guitar, all those things. My father said, "Have you ever seen the Tonight Tonight video?" And showed that to me, which was mind-blowing at that age.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's funny you should say that, because my reflective memory was just showing it to my son for the first time, which was a few years ago, but I'll never forget him standing in front of the TV set, just mesmerized at you know, the age of 3, like what is going on?
Yeah.
And a picture of it back then, because I'm like, this is a special moment in life, the first time you see that video.
I remember, I think it was Cherub Rock on Guitar Hero or something like that. And I was like, this is the weirdest sound. Like the sound of the guitars was like nothing I'd ever heard before. So I was like totally hooked into it. I thought it was really awesome. The more we started taking things seriously, the more we took influence to bands that did it right. That were able to be successful and have everything they want without compromise. And that the Pumpkins are a real model for us for that. They love the Beatles. We love the Beatles. They love, Cheap Trick. We love Cheap Trick. It's just
Post-punk.
And post-punk and Bauhaus. And,
Yeah.
Just everything that they're like a hodgepodge band. And from the beginning, we were always a hodgepodge band, always putting together the Breeders and Dinosaur Jr. and just trying to make a go out of it.
And like when we were kids, Matey was like super into metal and like all sorts of other like genres and stuff. I like System of a Down and like other like Disturbed and stuff. And then like we all just had really different musical tastes, but we all liked each other's music. And it's like when we came together, it's like our collective music influence.
But then when we decided to make a career out of it, we started selling records and we started being asked to do things and go on tour and do all of these things. We started to be taking it really seriously. And in that, I think that we try to uphold the same values that the Pumpkins have, where the work comes first and everything else is second. I think it's given us a very strong fan base, and I think it's given us a very strong catalog to go look back on when we're older,